A mysterious piece of correspondence made its way from a labor camp in China to the home of Oregon resident Julie Keith. Smuggled out in a box of Halloween decorations, the letter was a cry for help. Keith has since forwarded the note to human rights organizations, but reports of abuse from Chinese labor camps are not new. NTD spoke to Pan Qi, who was detained in the Masanjia labor camp for 4 months.
A woman from Oregon found a cry for help from a Chinese labor camp in a box of Halloween decorations. The letter claims to be written from the Masanjia labor camp in northeastern China. The Masanjia labor camp is notorious for its harsh work conditions and the mistreatment of those interned inside. In the plea letter that found its way to the U.S., the writer specifically mentions the mistreatment of Falun Gong practitioners. Falun Gong is a spiritual discipline. Its adherents are brutally persecuted in China. Pan Qi is a former detainee from Masanjia. She witnessed another Falun Gong practitioner who was force-fed neuroleptic drugs.
Her eyes stared at me without any recognition. I asked her, "What happened to you?" She didn't look at me. It was like she had no soul. She couldn't recognize me. So I pinched her and said, "Look at me. Who am I?"
Shortly after Pan Qi witnessed this, she was force-fed drugs as well.
When I got to the hospital, he asked me, "Have you renounced your beliefs?" I said, "Practicing Falun Gong is good. I have no illness." He said, "If you have not, you are a mental patient." Several people pushed me onto a bedboard. One of them had a spoon with medicine in it. I remember it was a blue capsule, and he put black powder in the spoon. Then he held my nose and put the medicine in my mouth when I couldn't hold my breath any longer.
Torture aimed at Falun Gong practitioners is often geared towards forcing them to renounce their beliefs. Pan Qi describes how guards forced her to step on the picture of Li Hongzhi, who introduced Falun Gong to the public in 1992. Many adherents refer to him as teacher.
They put teacher's picture on the ground, then they lift me up and put me on the picture. They stepped on my hands, feet, and my body, and they asked me to renounce my beliefs and hit me with an electric baton.
Since Pan Qi refused, her detention was extended. She was finally released on medical bail after persistent pleas from her family. By then, she was unresponsive due to torture. FalunInfo.net, a website documenting the persecution of Falun Gong, estimates over 1,000 practitioners have been tortured in mental hospitals with unknown drugs.